Welcome back to Switch to Linux. It is Friday and it is time for the news. We have two topics today. We're going to be talking about privacy news and bad business. I do, though, have two additional articles. One of those I simply titled The Morons on Patrol, and the other one I entitled Good News for once. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking at here today. And we're going to go ahead and start by jumping over and seeing who's online, checking out the comments. So BitBlocks, first to the chat. Hello there. Well, the Linux. I think I already knew about our data being not safe still, and I got into a Linux accident because while I was testing the program I've been working on, I deleted the ./lib folder on my Linux system. Terminal was malfunctioning, typed clear, command not found. Whoops. Yeah, just, easy to fix stuff. I killed a bootloader of Open Source Media Center once. It took a very simple thing. I just reinstalled on another flash drive, and I took the entire boot sector as an ISO image, rebuilt it onto the new one that I goofed up, and hey, bingo, working perfectly. Hey, we have the wrong title in. I knew I was forgetting something. We're not talking about Ubuntu Mate today. We did that yesterday. Let me go ahead and fix that title up before we actually get into things. We're going to be starting on the privacy news. So let's just call this Privacy News 5. Kitty, what are you doing? Yeah, what is it? May the 4th? May the 4th be with you. Yeah. Oh, boy. Cat, leave the camera alone. Jeez. I'm over here, I'm trying to get stuff done, and the cat's over here like, nope, I'm messing with it. I'm messing with it. No, kitty. Back away from the camera. Okay. Banners, title. Hey, there we are. Privacy news. There we are. Undo, minimize that. Keep that going. All right. Mark Yates, May 4th. That's the day before I was baptized. Oh, good. May 5th baptism. Very good. Special day for me tomorrow. Also Cinco de Mayo. Brendan Michaelis, how's it going there? Michaelis. Michaelis or Michaelis? Isn't it Michaelis? I forget. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Libre Secure. Niece's birthday party is tomorrow. Should be 6. Tomorrow's kind of crazy. All right. My dog's birthday. Not making this up. It's just a good day for you, man. That's good. Doing well. Just had a successful flash of Libre boot on a MacBook 2, one from eBay, switching hard drive to SSD, upgrading RAM now. Next installed either Triskel or PureOS. How are you? I'm doing well. Sounds like you're busy. I need to move the microphone a little bit. There we are. Alrighty. Let's see. Q1 Fiend, how's it going there? Not bad here. Let's see. 98 release, madness, messing with Caldera 1.3, appropriate hardware. Hello, Daniel. How's it going there? Kitty, back away. Here we go. My online data is at risk. Yep. Greetings, Mitchell. How's it going there? How's the good old Phoenix today? Right. Let loose the cats of cuteness. Yeah, I did have overwhelming response that the kitty gets to keep his job. Yes, you get to keep your job, kitty. You get to keep your job. But we'll edit him out of some videos for some folks. But, that's what I always generally do. Cat, stop. You gotta come this way. Can't be messing with my camera. Don't mess with my camera. Alright, I get the design. Yes, I did. I will get to it when I get to it. It's been a crazy week. Channels merch after all, yeah. Yeah, I did the Ubuntu Mate yesterday, if you didn't catch the video. Yep, I fixed it. Cats always like to get in your business. That's right. Kitty's force is a strong one tonight. Or can I play Minecraft? Oh. Nicholas. Okay, Nicholas. What's baptized? Baptism is it's one of the Christian sacraments where you will be dipped in water to commemorate that you are going to live your life like in an identity with Christ. GitHub and Twitter passwords stored in plain text. Yeah, I was gonna think about covering the Twitter stuff, but I decided not to. Just bottom line, if you have a Twitter account, change your password. Kitty stays you go to. Yeah, Kitty's staying. Switch to Linux coffee mug has shipped. Very good, very good. We will ride on behalf of the kitty. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into our first topic, which is going to be privacy news. Once again, if you are new here, welcome. Say hello if you happen to have a login. I do rerun the intro so I can talk about what we're going to be doing here with the privacy news. So just an FYI, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. I got to restart that again because I forgot to hit my record button. Whoops. Every now and again. Every now and again. It's been one of those weeks though. Whew. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. It is Friday and it is time for the news. And today we're going to be starting out with our privacy news. Lots of fascinating privacy news stuff. A lot of interesting little things, and I think my overarching topic here on privacy news this week is it doesn't matter if a company is selling your data or sharing your data or just using it internally, you just don't want them to have it. We're going to look at some of the articles about that here today. So first, the WhatsApp founder plans to leave after a broad clash with its parent, Facebook. It's like, imagine you just parent Facebook. Clean your room, little WhatsApp. He's like, no, I don't want to clean my room. They're parting ways. No, it's actually more devious than that. Of course, Facebook bought WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is supposed to be designed as a fully encrypted end-to-end text messaging, phone conversation, basically a web-based chat function, so you can send messages and whatever else utilizing the WhatsApp application, right? And the thing about WhatsApp is generally there's really no data collection in it. But Facebook sees, Facebook grabs something and it's like, yeah, we got to ruin the party with the ads. So we just got to harvest as much data out of this thing as we possibly can. And so basically they're clashing over the fact that now Facebook wants to attempt to use personal data and weaken its encryption so that they can start utilizing and harvesting the data inside of WhatsApp for the purpose of running, basically figuring out a way to harvest data, whatever else they want to do. And so that's kind of, I mean, he's stepping down. This is the second director of WhatsApp who's left the company because Facebook is just trying to get in there and harvest all of their data. And so that in and of itself is a challenge. And actually, I think the next one, I'm going to move an article around. I want to cover this one next because, well, we're on the Facebook trend. We're going to come back to Facebook, don't worry. But the next thing is if you happen to use Instagram, another Facebook company, Instagram is using billions of Instagram images to train artificial intelligence algorithms. So all that stuff you're putting up there to Instagram, Facebook is grabbing that data, harvesting it, and using it. This is, by the way, mind you, they have said they're not using the data in other places. There was a privacy concern with sharing data between Instagram and Facebook. Well, they may or may not be porting all your data into their database, but one thing that they are actually doing with it is they are utilizing all of the things you upload along with all of the tags and things to work on the AI. guys, now that we know this, this is the opportunity. If you are still using Instagram, I'm not necessarily going to say delete it. What I want you to do is I want you to start putting up tons and tons and tons of photos and just start putting the weirdest tags on it and totally screw up that AI. We got to see if we can do to Facebook's AI what the 4chan bots did to Microsoft's AI. Let's make Facebook's AI crazy. Let's do it. Upload those tags, upload those Instagram images, use those hashtags and screw up that AI. Maybe then we'll realize AI ain't all that great. So, but anyway, they have been utilizing these in coordination with the tags in order to develop an AI to figure out what is in a photo, where is the photo. Basically, you know, quote from the article, we rely almost entirely on hand-curated, human-enabled data sets. If a person hasn't spent time to label something specific in an image, even the most advanced computer vision systems won't be able to identify it. That's your, oh guys, you just got to mess with this. Troll this bot. Troll it good. Upload those Instagram images and upload them with the weirdest tags possible. Let's see if we can rebrand a dog as a cat in Facebook AI. Let's do it, people. We all got to get on board. Let's mess with that AI. But anyway, that is Facebook doing some more goofy stuff. I did promise to talk a little bit about Mozilla. And so Mozilla, this is coming out in version 60, which is right around the corner. Kind of funny, isn't it? Like 55 just came out. I don't know. But anyway, version 60 is right around the corner here. And what Mozilla wants to do with Firefox now is push you recommended ads. Recommended content. Excuse me. Some of them just happen to be sponsored. So, there's a little bit to this, so it's a little interesting. It kind of starts with the fact that Mozilla bought the tool Pocket. Pocket is a way that, of course, if you have logged into their platform with Pocket, you can save and cross-sync across all your devices, things you like. So you're on a website you like, hit that little tab button, it saves it in your Pocket, and it'll push that to any device that you've logged in on Pocket. So Firefox is going to be utilizing that type of technology. They claim, however, it doesn't cross-sync, but I have questions about what does it do if you have a Pocket account, you are logged into that Pocket account, does it still collect the data or not? But there is still data collection. They're saying this is all about privacy, but I'm going to show you from their own documentation, it is not all about privacy, and we have reason to be concerned about this. So, content on the web is powerful. It enables us to learn new things, discover new perspectives, and sell all of our crap to all you peons. Buy a coffee cup. But anyway, make sure that the stories like these stories are worth your time and attention, are discoverable and supported is central to what we care and to what we care about at Pocket. Okay, that was a statement from Pocket, apparently. I don't know. It's important for quality content like this to thrive, and in a critical way, it's funded through advertising. But unfortunately, today, the advertising model is broken. It doesn't respect user privacy, it's not transparent, and it lacks control, all while starting to move us toward low-quality clickbait content. Okay, and there's a lot of companies that are looking at this, a lot of companies that are exploiting the bad advertising market, and there's a lot of companies trying to do something about it. This is my biggest issue with the Brave browser, is it's not a privacy-centric browser. It is a browser that was designed to upset the ad system. That's what it's designed for, okay? And that's what they focus on doing. And it's a worthwhile goal. I just wish they'd be a little more honest about that. You know, they didn't raise millions of dollars to be a privacy-centric browser. They did it on a platform to adjust the advertising. They want to battle the advertising. That's what Firefox is trying to do right now. Yes, the current system of advertising is a problem. This gets in a better direction, but I'm still having concerns. Still, in my opinion, the best advertising, you want to advertise with this, pay me directly. I'll talk about it with my systems. It may or may not be easy to determine what the impact was, but if 10,000 people watch my video and I talked about your product, it's likely, you know, half of those people are at least paying attention enough to know, hey, at least I talked about your product. We don't necessarily have the analytics and the metrics, but that's a much safer, much more privacy conscious. It's kind of like radio ads, television ads. You buy the ad space, it goes out over the air, you have approximate number, how many people are listening, how many people are watching. You can take those numbers back. The biggest problem with the ad marketing world as it is with all the user interaction, you can pinpoint down specific people to specific accounts and or numbers and identify who is what, if not directly in your system, algorithmically in the system. And that in and of itself is where the challenge is. So this gets pretty close. In fact, if Firefox did one or two things differently here, I might not be as problematic with it. And obviously the good thing about Firefox is they have the about.config. You can go in there and turn this stuff off, okay, in theory. Chrome, you can't do that. Chrome does a lot of crazy stuff I don't like, but getting in there, there is no real good place to do that. Firefox still has a place. If you don't want geolocation turned on, you can go to the about.config or about:config, and then you just go in and disable that information. So what they're doing here is that they're integrating in Pocket. Now, I am on WaterFox here, which does not have Pocket integrated, but I did boot up my version of Quantum here, which is, let me tell you the version number. Where are you, Mr. Firefox? I am on 58.0.2. So just in case you don't know what I'm looking at, I'm going to go ahead and show you my screen real quick, and then you'll be able to see what we are looking at. All right. So here is my screen. This is my Firefox, and what you see is this guy here, which was added to Firefox recently, is the Pocket tab. So here you can try it now. You can log into your Pocket. Here's the terms of service, a privacy policy, which I have not read this privacy policy at this point in time. But what this will do is your system somewhere locally is going to literally store a collection of every browser that you hit. Everything on this is done client side. I want to go back to the article here in a second, but the next thing I want to show you is you can come down here into your bookmarks area, view your Pocket list. Now, I don't have anything there. Let me actually just go ahead and, let's see, click on the button to save the article. View Pocket on any device. So this one, I think I might have to sign in or whatever at this point in time. The big deal about this is that most people are like, what they're doing is they're making it so you don't have to sign in. It's going to take and collect all of that data and store it locally on your system. And then what happens is Pocket is going to send a list of the most popular websites every day to Firefox, and then Firefox is going to go on your machine side, which sounds like it's going to take some of your memory to do this. It's going to look at the types of links you have already looked at, and utilizing the analytics that has already been collected on you based upon other websites, they're going to feed you sites that they think you will want to see. Everything is done client side. And that's where they're really pushing their marketing is that way. So what can you expect? Personalization without sacrificing privacy. I'm going to disagree with this. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Quality, rewards, valuable content. Okay, no, I don't want you to push content you think I want to see. I hate that. That drives me crazy. I want this to be a complete opt-in. This should be complete opt-in. First screen, would you like us to utilize this? If I hit the no button, I want you to not even install the crap on my system because I don't need it taking my memory. I don't need it taking my space. All right. Control. If you see a story you're not a fan of, you can hide it. That's not much control. How many times I've hidden the same, in my opinion, offensive ads on YouTube and I keep seeing them over and over and over. It's like you hit the not interested and you just see it more. Anyway, transparency and open organization. All code in Firefox is open source. We're all about that. Again, I'm going to have some issues here. And because we go over to our FAQs down here, so what is it? Why am I seeing Pocket recommendations on my new tab page? So here, you know, of course, the yellow box is telling us this isn't being pushed out to everybody yet. But here is the part that I am concerned about. When you use Firefox, Mozilla by default collects technical and interactional data. That is fingerprint data. And what are you using? You can opt out of this, by the way. You can read about it, how we do it here. If your Firefox is configured to share the technical and interactional data, when recommendations from Pocket are displayed on your tab, we collect information about how many times they appear and whether or not you interact with them. However, this is not associated with any other technical information on your Firefox. Translation, people, they are still collecting the data. They are still collecting your data. They are collecting how many times you've seen the story and if you have interacted with that story, which presumably is, did you hide it or did you click on it? So when they're talking about we're doing this without sacrificing privacy, no, they're not. They're still collecting data. Okay, that's the overarching principle of today's privacy news. It doesn't matter if you're using it, selling it, whatever. Stop sending it. Okay, and this is kind of that default. If you don't go in there and configure Firefox to never do that, then it's going to. However, Firefox, like I said, the good news about all this is it is still very easy to get into Firefox and tell it not to send any of this type of data. And I'm going to assume you can completely disable this Pocket stuff out of the about config files. I haven't seen the documentation. Of course, you can still see the recommendations, even if they're not collecting the data, because it is still collecting data on everything you visited. So what I don't know, questions that I have not found the answer to, I haven't spent a ton of time looking. Can I clear all of that? Is that stored as cookies? How is this data being collected and stored? Because I would set up the browser to completely and perpetually wipe this stuff. So that is what Firefox is doing in their next version, which is why I'm using WaterFox more and more and more. Not interested in this crap, Mozilla. Not interested in this crap. And I got news for you if anybody from Mozilla is watching this. Most people who choose not to use Chrome don't want to use Chrome because of the privacy. If you make it just as crappy with stuff like this, we're going to abandon you as well. That's kind of the case. So that's what has been up with Mozilla. More data collection. Google, Wonderkind, is building a secret social gaming startup. So basically, there's this 21-year-old guy who was at Facebook. He's leaving them to join Google, and he is creating a new game, which is it is a social interaction game that is not already connected to any other social media account. Translation, we're going to create a game, it's not connected to anything else, to be our own social network. So again, a lot of data is being collected here. I just spilt a whole lot of coffee down my shirt. That's exciting. I think my cup's a little too full. Oh well. Got to watch this one tonight. All right, so with this being said, there's not a whole lot more to this. The game is called Arcade, basically what he's doing is he wants to create an app which is specifically focused on mobile gaming with friends. There's very little data about this. He said it's a very early experiment, so there aren't many details to share right now. We start talking about social networks, experiments in games. Now we're starting to get into this kind of creepy, scary looking territory. So we got to be careful about that. That's kind of all I want to say there because there's a lot of speculation about what's going on. But this is why I'm not a big fan of gaming. I mean, I've never been a huge gamer, but I love individual games. I don't really want some social game. I definitely don't want some game where it's storing all this type of data and whatnot. I just think that we're getting into scary territory when we start doing this, especially since it's just moving in this direction where it's moving in a direction, I think, where we're starting to lose out on the concept of anything close to what we might consider privacy. Oh, you guys still using Yahoo? Or if you're like, I'm done with Yahoo, I'm not agreeing to oaths, privacy policies, I don't want anything to do with this company, this is scary stuff. Well, I hope you're not using a Samsung phone, because Oath is teaming up with Samsung to produce bloatware on your new phones with all of the Oath products. So I'm gonna guess that I haven't read the terms and service of all this stuff, but if you happen to be using a Samsung phone with all these things, yay! And this might have only been on Verizon phones. So it's not going to, I think it's not going to like AT&T phones. But, oh, we're excited to announce that Oath now delivers content through Bixby's Home for Samsung Galaxy customers and offers exciting new mobile opportunities for brands. Partnership represents Oath, Verizon, Samsung's shared commitment to deliver an unparalleled mobile experience of absolute forcing you into non-binding arbitration. Forced binding arbitration. I said that wrong. Well, we collect every bit of data against you on your smartphone now. Welcome to Oath. You take the oath to pledge our policies. You don't like it, you can switch to Apple. Yeah. I don't know. This is kind of crazy. Okay. Sorry, kitty. You gotta go. All right. Getting too close to the camera. Yes. All right. All right, so Oath is owning the mobile movement with an unparalleled partnership to distribute our trusted mobile content and advertising. That is so hilarious. That's actually in the article. Let me read that again. Oath is owning the mobile moment with an unparalleled partnership to distribute our trusted mobile content and advertising on millions of Samsung devices across the U.S. and select global markets. Following the launch of Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus, Oath becomes Samsung's premier content partner on Bixby Home in the U.S. with plans to expand across global markets later this year. Oath's top mobile apps and native ads through Yahoo Gemini will be distributed across eligible Samsung devices with Bixby. The content and ad experience was custom designed with Samsung to create the best consumer experience that drives deeper mobile engagement. With a single swipe, Samsung's customers can stay connected to the most important customized content from Oath's powerful house of brands, including Yahoo Sports, Newsroom, Yahoo Finance, and Verizon's Go90. If you wondered why Verizon was still courting a relationship with Yahoo even after 2 different hacks were revealed, this is why. I've said this many times in my videos. They were after the patents. Yahoo has some fascinating patents on advertising, and that's exactly what Verizon's trying to do. Tap into the patents of Yahoo on their advertising network. That's just ominous. Oh God, it makes me so happy I don't care about Samsung devices. Because really, if you don't have an iPhone, most people, if you don't have an iPhone, you got a Samsung. We need to get behind other brands, particularly brands you can open the bootlockers and run your own ROMs on. Oh boy. Now, I said that my overarching idea here was to make sure that data is not being collected, because it doesn't matter if we're selling it or not. Maybe something bad could be happening. Well, this is why. Facebook is investigating a claim that an employee used his position to stalk women. On Monday, a member of the informed security community said they passed Facebook details concerning a security engineer who allegedly used their work position to stalk women. So basically, the guy used his position as a security engineer for Facebook to follow different women and collect all sorts of data. You know, hey, Facebook knows who you are, where you are, what your phone number is, what your schedule is. It's basically a stalker's dream. Only the wolf was in the hen house, man. The wolf was in the hen house because he got into there. And as he got into there, he started stalking various women, utilizing his position. So just because, you know, like, don't worry. We hold your data with the utmost care. We're not selling it. It's just our sicko engineer at the back sat there looking at your self-submitted photos. I'm telling you. This is scary stuff. This is why it's important the data is simply not collected at all. Mozilla. They're investigating the claim. Although we can't comment on any individual personnel matters, we are aware of the situation and are investigating. Yep. If he was a low-level guy, he's fired. If he's a high-level guy, they'll give him $1 million and you know, hey, it's good working with you, and he'll silently resign. Of course, that's not the only scary thing with privacy. There is a phone maker, Blue. If you happen to have a Blue phone, they settled the case where basically Blue phones were sending a massive amount of data to firmware and data mining providers, including complete raw text of every text message you sent on your phone was sent directly to their data miners. So if you have a Blue phone, they just know everything about you. They've taken it all, man. They've taken it all. Settlement stems from research published in 2016 by CryptoWire, found that Blue phones were transmitting massive amounts of private customer data to AddUps Technologies, a Shanghai-based provider of firmware that ran the affected devices. They said AddUp appeared to gather data to help the phone manufacturers and carriers track behavior of their customers for advertising purposes to give them a better user experience. Yeah, guys, just gotta be careful with this stuff. I mean, more and more, it's just like, yeah, I don't even know if I will care about text messaging. I don't know. Kind of crazy. But anyway, they, let's see, regulators said AddUp provides advertising, data mining, and FOTA, firmware, over-the-air update services to mobile and Internet of Things connected devices. Blue entered a contract with AddUps to have the China-based company perform firmware over-the-air update services on their devices, and respondents did not ask AddUps to perform any other services. Despite the limited mandate, they collected a wealth of customer information, including full contents of text messages, real-time cellular tower location data, call and text message logs with full telephone numbers, contact lists, and applications used and installed on each device. Text messages were collected and transmitted back to the company every 72 hours while collecting location data in real time and transmitting to servers every 24 hours. Got to be careful with your phones. I don't know what exactly to do about that. Maybe just make sure everything itself is completely open source and end-to-end encrypted. That's the best I can say. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, that's the privacy news. What do you guys think? Whew, lots of chats, lots of comments. Where was I? All right. Huh. I seem to be missing an article or two. I'll figure it out in a minute. Let me read some comments, then we'll figure out what articles I'm missing. Greetings, Lance. How are you? GitHub and Twitter. Password stored in plain text. 92 in Phoenix. Alright. I've read some of these. No social media accounts. Only sign in to Gurgle so I can be annoying in the chat. Alright, there you go. You ready to come up here, buddy? You ready to come up here and leave my camera alone? You want to leave my camera alone? Alright. I'll trust you. I'll trust you to leave my camera alone. There you go. Oh, we got a fuzzy snake. All right. Baptism represents death and burial, resurrection of Christ. Is an act to say publicly that you have accepted Jesus as your personal Savior and identify with Him. There you go. Try to change passwords on everything at least quarterly and more often. Actually, Lance, a lot of security guys right now are saying that's really not a good practice. Just make sure you have something good and secure and only change it if you absolutely have to. Just started to use Linux Mint today. It's the best. Very good, Christopher. Hope you like it. It's a good one. Someone who's baptized converts to a different religion or whatever. Someone who's never baptized. Pizza, maybe that's a good thing we can get into in more detail on the Christian channel. That's a good question. Alright. Even like NetSurf browser. Trying to zippy simple. Doesn't do YouTube good. Huh. Game, we'll do it. Sounds like a great idea. Sounds like a lot of fun. I'm broke. Ads don't work with me. Good grief. Really, Mozilla? Good thing I've uninstalled it when they violated their charter. Yeah. Then they violated their charter. I've demonstrated that on my video. I have a video called Can We Trust Mozilla or something like that. Would be a good alternative to Firefox. I'm using Waterfox. There's really not a seriously good browser I'd recommend. The two best browsers from the user standpoint, of course, are like Chrome and Firefox because they'll pretty much work everywhere. But neither one of them seems to be very privacy centric. Firefox being the better of the two, but still they just do too many things that violate their charter. They have a very clear charter, and their browser violates it completely. And so I don't know. That's kind of the thought on that, but. I mean, Waterfox works pretty good for most things that you need to do. In fact, I pretty much use Waterfox exclusively on my Windows computer. No problems at all. There's Vivaldi. I really don't know much about Vivaldi. Ads keep coming despite having used my brother's card to buy things in 2 years. Yeah. Isn't Pocket the same as Firefox sync feature? What's the point of having both? Well, I think they changed it to Pocket. But I don't know because I don't really use their sync feature. Yeah, I do prefer Waterfox over Firefox for privacy. Waterfox isn't available on some distros. Yeah, pretty much most distros you have to download it and install it. I do a video about how to do that though. Pale Moon's also one that comes out a lot. The thing about Pale Moon is it has more of a development team. Waterfox is one guy, so Pale Moon can stay on top of things a little bit better. What browser doesn't spy on you? Oh, Waterfox doesn't. Greetings, Anna Rita. How's it going there? Doing some gardening. Very good. Remember him being a little pushy. Who? Keep away from the camera, kitty. Keep away from the camera. YouTube Red. It came with Google Play Music. Huh. Gardening with all the wind. Sure, the wind felt nice. Not so hot, but yeah, wind felt like a tornado. Yeah, it's pretty crazy windy here, too. Google should make Google Red where it doesn't show any Google ad, but the creators still make money. Yeah, they do. When a person on Google Red watches a YouTube video, then yes, that does actually feed into the creators. It does feed into the creators' AdSense. So yeah, you do. If you have YouTube Red and you watch videos, you'll see it without ads, and the creators you watch the most will still get revenue from that. People switching from cable newspaper advertising freaked out. They try to grab your eyeballs anywhere they can. Currently no way to disable Pocket. Not that I've seen, but I'm sure it's in there somewhere. I haven't researched it thoroughly. Disadvantage using Conqueror. The only disadvantage I've had to it is it hasn't ever worked as well for me, but that's the case. Is Firefox open source? Yes, it is. Waterfox and start page in the host file. Yep, that'll do most of it. Most people now think bulk collection of data is normal, and that's exactly what they've wanted. There was a time you were so careful with the internet, and that's why usernames showed up. So that you didn't have to share all that data. Chromium's not bad from privacy too, you know. Firefox is becoming Big Brother. What is Oath? Oath is the combined company between Yahoo and AOL when they were combined under Verizon, and they pushed out a privacy policy saying you're not allowed to sue us, and you have to agree that we're going to snoop through everything that you do, including email attachments, and sell you ads based on that. Yahoo, Samsung, yes, I have it, but rooted, so I've uninstalled the crap apps plus custom ROM. Yep, there you go. Oath, your soul, please. Linux Daily, yeah, you're a little late. I'm not sure when Linux Mint 19 is coming. I need to look into that. Didn't even know Yahoo was still an active company. Yes, they are owned by Verizon, and they are under the brand name Oath now. I'm sure it is causing issues with the green screen. Yeah, there's something goofy with Like, I'm not sure what the issue is, but it's not allowing me to get all the colorations right for some reason. So I'll just be a little bit transparent like a ghost today. I'll figure it out. It's gone insane. I'm going to dig a hole. Yeah. Gee, that's why I tell friends, if you want me to look at your photos, come over for coffee, and I'll see your precious photos. Otherwise, I don't care. There you go. Reinforced tin armor time. Yep. That's about it. What if my business allowed me to work 1 or 2 months nearby? Not for photos, obviously. Old BLU, old blue phone. Oh boy, fun. Well, I see my door. It's always open for coffee and cookies. There you go. Seems we should return old customs like whispering messages and using paper planes. How about a couple tin cans and some string? Currently use ZTE devices, which I recommend highly. I think though that's one of the ones that's kind of becoming banned in the United States. ZTE and Huawei. Paper planes were the best. Yep. Go back to carrier pigeons. As long as the hunter doesn't intercept your message with a shotgun shell. There goes the pigeon. Currently using KDE Neon, but I'll go to Linux Mint again because it's better, just works, while KDE has some problems. IT department did some research and found changing passwords all the time caused people to leave them out in the open on paper notes. Yeah, that's the problem. Not only that, but you can also, if you constantly are forcing people to change them, then they just increment the passwords and they become really easy to guess. Stream sucks or is going in and out? I don't know. Ubuntu Mate, how do you change like the overall default green theme? Just go into your I think it's called the Control Center, and then look for themes, and you can change the themes. You can download new if you don't want to. Oh, good. Somebody answered that already. Good. Greetings, James. How's it going? All right, we're to the bottom of the comments again. Woohoo! We're gonna move on to our security news next. Before I do that, I need to my bad business news next. I'm sorry. Need to make sure that I have my. It looks like I'm missing something. Court ruling, yes. Got that, yes. Got that, but I forgot to read that article. And got that, yes. And I got that. Okay, I guess I have everything. I just changed the order from where I have it. We're gonna go ahead and run the intro again and finish up the last part. I have to fix the banner though. I'm gonna have to redo that. I'm sorry, my apologies. I gotta fix my banner. Boom, boom. Discard changes. We're just going to go over there and then going to rerun the intro. And start recording. That's a good one to do. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. It is Friday and another news night. We're going to be having a look at just a couple of news about business and corporatocracy today. So we're going to go ahead and dive on into a few little articles. This was a fascinating little one. Comcast won't give new speed boost to internet users who don't buy TV services. Comcast, let's get this through your head. People don't want to pay for your stupid TV. I know they're all concerned about cord cutters and cord nevers and all this internet take over the world, but can somebody please explain to me, like I'm a 5-year-old, why if I buy 2 services from you, it costs less than if I buy 1 service from you? You would think it would actually cost a little bit less to just buy one, because I don't want your crappy cable box. I don't want any of that kind of stuff. Next time I have to have a discussion with these guys, I might just tell them, fine, I will go ahead and buy your dual package. But don't send me the cable box, because I ain't hooking it up, and I'm certainly not paying a monthly rental fee for your cable box. So I can do that. You can give me the cheaper rate, do those, just don't send me that crap. If you try and send it to me, that crap, I'm going to refuse it. If you leave it on my front door and it's refused, guess what? According to federal law, I own it now. You want it back? You're going to buy it back from me for about $5,000. Deal with it, punk. Oh boy. But anyway, basically what's going on here is in light of all of the net neutrality, blah, blah, blahs, you know, people are concerned about things. And so now they're saying, hey, here's the speeds, but we're going to be able to boost you up on internet speeds and some things. But only if you happen to also subscribe to our cable TV. Now, why is this happening? Well, because insanity has ensued simply because they're concerned about losing profits from not having as many cable subscribers. So they're like, oh, our TV numbers are going down. And some of their funding comes from how much television subscribers that they have. So yeah, Comcast will not give speed boosts to internet users who don't buy TV because they keep losing TV. And this is the new way to fight cord cutting. Regulators, would you guys stop accepting money from these morons and split them up? Split them up. They are a monopoly. I hate Comcast. Comcast can rot in hell as far as I'm concerned, and it is the only ISP I can get in my area. And I am in a metropolis area. All right? Comcast, break up. Regulators, stop taking their cash. I know we're in a corporatocracy and all, but stop taking their cash. Break them up so that we can actually have some market competition. And maybe we can get some decent internet speeds without selling off my children every week. For the love. Well, Amazon's got a new thing. Of course, they pushed out their Amazon Children's Dot or whatever last week. So, hey, now we have a new smart speaker for your children because we need to get them addicted to crazy data collection, always listening microphone technology as early as we possibly can. So now for an extra $22.99 on top of your already rising prices for Prime, you can now get a box. I think this costs $22, like $22.99 I think is what it is. Oh, it could save you up to $35 off list price. 35%, excuse me, off list price. So basically what happens is every 1, 2, or 3 months, you get 2 hardcover books. You have to pick your age ranges, and then it's just one of these, and this is the funny thing. This is the funny thing, is that they pick the possible books. You don't get to pick the books. It's basically like one of those surprise boxes where you order the surprise box. Why somebody would pay 15, 20, 30, 50 bucks a month to have a random box full of advertisers' products in there is so far beyond my level of comprehension. It just tells me how crazy our society has gotten. But basically, you can't control what's in the box. You can't control what's in this box either. You just buy this thing. It costs $22 on top of your Prime for your children to get 2 hardcover books a month, 1, 2, or 3 months, and you know, in those increments. But you can't pick what the book is. Well, you can say, I want this book and this book out of a list of books that they offer you. And so how does it work? Well, you pick your preferences. Tell us about your reader. Oh, now that we know you have a toddler in your house, we can now use that information to market you more crap. Thank you, Amazon. We curate the books. All this talk about Amazon, by the way. If you shop at Amazon, use my link up there. That'll help support the channel. Full disclosure and all. We curate, you decide. We pick our favorites, and then you can preview and tailor the book list from their curated favorites. So their curated favorites actually is, as an author, now, when you are publishing a book with Amazon or with, like Kindle, so my books right now, well, I'm moving my other book towards it. But anyway, my overarching goal is I use CreateSpace for the printing because it allows the best distribution and options for my books. All right, but then I use KDP to push the Kindle version, so you can get on Amazon and buy the ebook version of my books. When you do that, then you have the option when you're publishing to say, you might know that Amazon has this book program where you can basically like rent a book. And when you rent the book, you can download it, and the author will be paid a little bit based upon how far somebody reads through your book, how long they have it on their device, whatever that happens to be. The problem is they strong arm you into that by saying if you want to get XYZ commission rate and or get that, which means your book is going to be more promoted than books that are not in the program, you have to agree to exclusively sell on Amazon and to DRM lock it. I'm against DRM, and on that basis I openly rejected it. So Amazon doesn't recommend my book nearly as much as it would recommend a book based on somebody that has opted for their strong-armed policies, because I want to make sure that A, I'm not bound to only sell my book on Amazon, and B, I don't want to DRM lock my book, because if you buy my book, you own it, whether that's a digital copy or a print copy. And so that is kind of the issue with this. So that's my guess, is that the books that you're going to get are either people are paying them to be included in this list, or they're books where people have given up rights to be in this list. That is what my guess is. They're not going to be kind and just pick random publishers out of the kindness of their heart. Of course, everything's got to have a trendy video. Ooh, look at this perfect little family reading their wonderful little books. How happy they are to receiving their 2 new books. Ooh, the love of reading discovered. And so that's kind of, I don't know, $22.99 per box. On top of your rising price of Amazon Prime. How exciting, Amazon. How exciting. This is one I actually did not read the article. I meant to read the article, and I added it to my list, and I forgot to go through and read the article. But anyway, remember that this guy here, O'Reilly, Michael O'Reilly, like his face is even more memeable than Asia shut your pie hole. Well, end up that he broke the law by advocating for Trump. Guys, don't give him another chance. Boot him off and disqualify all of his votes. Shocking. He broke the law. We know he broke the law. We know giving people too many choices happens to lead to things like Parkland shootings. Get him off of there. Don't give him another choice. Get him off of there. Get him out. Get him out. Go. Go. You're fired. Have Trump go in there. You're fired. Disqualify his votes because he broke the law. He is a regulator to make sure the position, the communication stays neutral, and he advocated for Trump. And this isn't an accusation. This is a finding. A finding. But apparently, you can be in a high position of government power and break the law, and all you get is, don't do that again, Michael. Thanks for my payment. Read the article. I hope I'm right about all that. This is an interesting one. I like this one because there's a whole lot of these tech startup companies all across the world that are just trying to have, teams of 3 people, 4 people actually working on the project, and then hiring tons and tons, hundreds, thousands, millions of people to actually do the work. So this is a new court ruling in California that will affect Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, all of the other companies that are contracting people to go to the grocery stores, buy groceries, drop off, offer rides, All of these type of tech startups are all affected by this. And really, I'm glad to see this working, because what ends up happening here is there are laws about who is a contractor and who is an employer. Businesses really, 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 really want everyone to be classified as a contractor, because it is a lot cheaper to hire a contractor than it is to hire an employee. All right, so this is a huge problem in the academic world right now, because progressively more and more, up to 60 and even up to 70 and 80% of faculty at many universities now are adjunct. An adjunct faculty is a contractor, not an employee. The difference is, if you are unaware of how business works, as a small business owner, and this is one of the challenges I get, is that we as small business owners, we pay a ton more in taxes. So if you take your W-2 and you look at it, of course, in the United States, you look at your W-2 and you'll see the FICA on there. Is it FICA? I think it's FICA. And that is your Social Security, Social Security, Medicaid, all of those types of things, which come out of your check in taxes, but they're separate from your income tax. An employer has to pay the employees half of that. So an employee, whatever you see on that line, your employer also paid in that line. When you are self-employed, you're responsible for that much. So if you and I worked a very similar job at a very similar rate and received the same amount of money, I am sending twice as much to the government for that tax as you are, because you are contributing 50% of that and your employer is contributing 50% of that. Then, of course, if you're a full-time employer, you need to furnish the insurance and things like that. And so with all of those situations going on, you can see that it costs less money. So when I actually left teaching, and there was a lot of things back and forth, and frankly, they actually broke the terms of our leaving the position literally within a week of that. I could have sued them and won, but I'm not that type of person. They had signed the contracts, and then they decided at the last minute they wanted to hire somebody else and leave me out of the position. To do that and not get thoroughly sued, they had to pay me out of the entire contract, which meant not only did they have to pay me my salary, they also had to pay me the amount that they were going to pay into that extra tax. They were going to pay me the entire amount of what the medical insurance was going to cost. Everything from the wage, the institutional bonus, the insurance payout, and the tax payout, they had to pay me all up front, all at once, because they broke the contract with me. It was either that or get sued and probably lose in other cases too. And so what you saw in that is that while my payment was one level, it was the cost of an employee has to an employer is take your salary and multiply about 1.5 to 2 is about what an employee actually costs. So the salary you have is not what your cost to the company is. And so companies want to hire people as independent contractors because they don't have to pay the W-2, they don't have to pay the insurance, they don't have to pay anything else, just the flat rate wage that they're offering. But the problem is too many companies are trying to class everybody as contractors and not as employees. And this is a ruling, an opinion that came down and said, no, we actually are looking at this and saying you have to hire all these people as employees, which means you have to make sure that they're making at least minimum wage. If they're working over 40 hours a week, you have to pay them time and a half. If they're working more than 30 hours a week, you have to furnish insurance, and you have to be paying their portion of W-2s. Or their portion of FICA. And so this is a huge, in my opinion, win, because this ruling will put more people out there, or the company closes down. And okay, company closes down, we lose a business like Uber. You know what? That's probably okay, because it just means that 3 corporate executives won't have millions and millions and millions while a bunch of people are scrounging to possibly get enough gas to drive people back and forth. And some people do very well on positions like Uber and Lyft, but the majority of them don't. And so when this ruling comes down, it basically says that, and in all honesty, these were always in place. All this did is looked at the IRS qualifications, and I believe, if I remember correctly, it's the S9 form. The S9 form, if that's the correct one, it runs through a series of checklists to determine if a person is a contractor or an employee, if there is a discussion or dispute. And if there is a question about whether a person is an employee or an employer, an IRS agent will come with the form and evaluate the job. That comes down to who furnishes the equipment, who makes the time, so a lot of these things does look like contractor. Who furnishes the equipment? Well, the driver does. It's his car. Who sets the schedule? The driver does. He works when he wants to. Who sets the wage? Guess what? The company does. Because an employer sets the wage of his employee. A contractor says, this is my wage. So since the people cannot dictate their wage, that's a mark in the employee column. Next thing is, and this is one of the more important ones that is oftentimes overlooked. What is the critical functionality of it? That means that if Uber's business is to drive people back and forth, they have to have more employees than contractors driving the cars. If they don't, they would fall under, those people would all fall under employees. Because if they look at it and say, well, we don't have a single person that works for us who actually drives. This is why Uber is not in like a taxi business. If you look at their qualification, they are a digital connection business. That's how they classify themselves. Because if they classified themselves as a taxi type service, they would absolutely fail that ruling. And so what happened is there was a lot of this, and basically related to, do they owe back taxes? Do they owe a lot of things? And by the way, if a business is falsely classifying people as contractors when they should be employees, the business is responsible to go back at least 7 years and pay all of the back tax at once. It is a requirement. And so this is looked at as saying, well, this could be very possibly be devastating for Silicon Valley. You reap what you sow, man. You reap what you sow. And I'm not necessarily looking for all of this stuff to go out of business, but I am looking at this helps the people who are driving. And frankly, it doesn't mean Uber has to close down. It just means that the execs just got to tighten their belts a little bit. This is a good thing if they embrace it, and a good thing. It's a good thing if they embrace it and say, we are going to look at this, and if a person's working more than certain hours, they're going to be called an employee. It means that they might have to maintain this level, they might have to bring on real legitimate employees of the company. These are all good things. These are good things. But this is an interesting little article that is certainly worthy. And of course, once it happens in California, it's just a matter of time before it dominoes everywhere else. Oh boy. Oh boy. I really wish I got my fire screen up, because I don't have it yet. I apologize. I don't have my fire screen up. This woman slipped and hit her head. Well, I don't know if it's this woman, but a woman slipped and hit her head. She clipped her ear on the way down. Goes to the ER. Refused treatment, and the ER decided that, well, we need to pay you anyway because we got your treatment ready. They sent her a bill for $5,751. Treatment, a Band-Aid, and an ice pack. A Band-Aid and an ice pack. $5,751. Can we say corporatocracy? Because this is why our healthcare in this country is so screwed up. Maniacs are running the asylum. Psychopaths are running our country. I'm incredulous. Jessica Pell fainted, hit her head on a nearby table, cutting her ear. She went to the emergency room at Hoboken University Medical Center, where she was given an ice pack. She received no other treatment. She never received any diagnosis, but a bill arrived for $5,751. It's for the ice pack and the bandage, Pell said of the fee. That is the only tangible thing they could bill me for. Pell's experience is not unique. Submissions to Vox's ER database project. Ooh, let's have a look at that site. Found multiple examples of ERs charging patients hundreds or even thousands of dollars for walking through the door. Some never got past the waiting room. Some were triaged, but none received treatment from any doctor. Pell left the ER when she discovered the plastic surgeon who would see her was out of her network insurance. She decided to go to an in-network facility instead. She thought this was smart to avoid the costly fee that came with seeing the provider that wasn't included in her health plan. I decided to decline treatment because I can't really afford any surprise bills right now. Oh, until you get surprised, lady. The bill I'd probably incur would not be worth saving my ear, which was sad about a choice I had to make. Pell's insurance plan paid the hospital $862, which it deemed reasonable and appropriate fee for the services the hospital had paid. That left Pell with a $4,989 bill that she received on February 28th. Kitty is going crazy. There, Kitty. All right. Okay, I guess maybe that is her. There's no way for me to have avoided this bill, to have known that I would have been charged. Medical center where Pell was seen declined to comment on the bill. The hospital did, according to Pell, reverse the entire balance after Vox began inquiring about the fees. Well, we cannot comment on rates for emergency room services. We are reaching out directly to the patient to work on a settlement resolution for her satisfaction. You know what resolution I would ask for? Never mind. There are kids watching this program. I'm not going to say what I was thinking about saying. High bills, but no treatment. His story is not unique. In the past 6 months, Vox has collected more than 1,000 emergency room bills submitted by readers in all 50 states and Washington, D.C. as part of an investigation into emergency room billing practices. The dominant storyline to emerge is that anyone who has visited an emergency room might expect treatment is expensive, and when health insurance plans don't pay, the patients are left with burdensome bills. Our database revealed another side of emergency room billing. Patients can face steep bills even when they didn't receive treatment. Multiple patients submitted bills to our database for ER visits where they declined treatment because they learned it would be out of network, were frustrated with the wait time and began to feel better. They ended up with significant medical bills in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These fees were often on top of additional fees from another healthcare provider where they ultimately did receive treatment. Carolyn Wallace, for example, recently brought her 4-year-old daughter Elizabeth to an emergency room in Texas. The young girl ran into a coffee table and cut her forehead above the eyebrow. Wallace first went to an emergency care clinic, which directed her to the emergency room at Memorial Hospital Southeastern in Houston. There, she and her daughter waited for about an hour. The only medical care she received in that time was a physician assistant taking her temperature. Wallace ultimately decided to leave and seek treatment at a different urgent care clinic where her daughter was seen quickly and received liquid stitches. The bill for the emergency room started coming around $300 from the hospital, an additional $669 from the physician's assistant who took her temperature. This felt it was an exorbitant fee, and that was not at all the correlation to the service provided. Seemed really out of line with the situation. They didn't give me any new gauze or a bandage or replace the paper towel we brought from home. They didn't give me anything to clean it with. Hospital reversed the $300 bill when she protested. The large doctor's bill came from a third-party physician staffing company called Team Health, which Wallace is attempting to protest as well. The spokesperson for Team Health did not return their request for comment. No kidding. These bills show the steep costs that medical rooms can charge just for walking through their doors. $300 fee was what she was charged in a typical facility fee, the price of entering the facility regardless of what happens afterwards. Hospital executives often argue these fees help them keep the lights and the doors open, and emergency rooms might come through their doors, anything from the subtoe to a stroke patient. But experts who study emergency room billing question how these facilities sets are charged, noting that they are seemingly arbitrary, widely vary from one hospital to another. Oh, God. Yeah. Let's have a look at this emergency room costs. Just a place to submit bills. All right. Oh, boy. What do you guys think? If you receive massive bills for simply walking into a hospital? Should these hospital executives be lynched? Maybe some tars and feathers might come to mind. This is ridiculous, it is exploitive, and it is dangerous for our society. Makes a lot of people not want to go to a doctor at all. What do you think? All right. Tom, I heard talking in the background, which is very low, but using headphones, and then I can hear it. Other way, I'm going crazy. Well, maybe there's a ghost in here. You ever heard of Global One Pay and they are trustworthy? Huh. Bloopers. I look at my radio to see if it was on. I can call off the white men in coats then. See, CJ and TJ are talking. Tom doesn't want the world to know they're special kitties. No, they are special kitties. This is my alien handler. I'm really a reptilian alien. This guy keeps their ground, keep me in line. And yes, they are in on it. Who needs cable when you have books and hobbies such as trying new recipes and going to the beach and having picnics? Yeah. Remember when we have satellite TV and we cancel it with over-the-air TV, but they only have 3 channels and Netflix? We're fine with that. Yeah, and the more channels you get, the more crazy you are. See, one Bell is Canada. A little Bell that is in Canada they own. Okay. Work in radio, TV, and stopped using cable, so a common person can do it too, yeah? I'm what is called a cord never. I have never paid for cable television in my life. Greetings, Joe. How are you? Model discriminatory practice. That is why so many wrong, but with wrongs and sounds like antitrust practices. This country's imploding right before our eyes, yeah? There are child privacy laws that would prohibit that. I don't know about the book stuff. I mean, the parents obviously buying it, and they're just, all it is too is selecting which books you want, but sponsored by Nerdbox. It'd be a movement to create an open and free internet services supported by donors. Yeah, or just municipal broadband, that'd be good too. Use Kobo, which is DRM, but there is books I want to read, but they are DRM, so Kobo is what I use. Yep, there you go. You might be able to find one of my books on Kobo, but if you buy them directly from me, you can use it on anything. I got rid my Prime because the prices go up. Yeah. Just me, or cables companies stopped expanding their networks? No, they haven't stopped expanding their networks. They're just getting more money by raising prices. Realize that last year at this time I paid half of what I pay for internet now, and in a couple months that's going to go up way higher again. Surely there's no such thing as a corrupt corporation. Absolutely not. Digital DRM books in the future, we think we had no books or libraries or culture. Yeah. A friend of mine is a retired librarian. She's so totally, she's like, this culture is kind of weird. Kind of what she says. I don't understand why people have internet and cable. Yeah. Government does not obey the law. Rich people, the regular Joe, he'd be in jail. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's I need to update my host file, I think. Some ads are sneaking through. You should at least get something below Windows 10 if you have to have Windows, yeah. Player has to pay us in another way because it's not the IRS, it's the CRA, yeah. I don't know how it works in other countries. Band-Aids and an ice pack. I'm hearing an echo chamber, but I'm in Canada, so I'm lucky. If all I need is a Band-Aid and ice, I wouldn't have gone to the ER. Huh? Getting an outpatient procedure. Ever hear about balance billing? If not, do some research on it before getting the procedure. They can bypass health insurance. Bill, 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 pay your bill. Band-Aid and ice pack counts as an ER treatment? Yep. It's like here, exactly the same problem, which was raised scandal about 5 years ago. Hello there, DistroTube. Greetings, sir. Payment bill. She does not receive treatments, and she was not even seen by the doctor, so no pay the bill. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I'm sorry. I came in for an ER visit. I never got a chance to see a doctor. So what are you charging me for? Kitty cam. Yeah, there's some kitty cam. There's some kitty cam. You guys can see the kitty. All right. Except for Nook, I'm going to upgrade my laptop, then change to Linux. Right. Take the hospital to court. 5K is enough in my book. There is no service rendered. Yep, that's probably what I would do. I don't think that there's a judge in this country heartless enough to stand before going, so you charge $5,000 to give a Band-Aid and an ice pack? Yeah. Saving people's lives isn't a sustainable business model. No, saving their lives is, because if they're dead, you don't make any money off them. But also, if they're healthy, you don't make any money off them. You got to keep people chronically ill. That's how you make the money off them. You might need to walk into a hospital with a lawyer to figure it out. The lawyer might be cheaper these days. Jeez. ER is that greedy, then quacks will come back. Yeah. And that's the thing, you know. Toss is doing a stream in 20. Oh, Toss is doing a stream in 20. Yeah, we'll wrap up for that probably then. Put the hospital executives in Flex Seal if you don't have to know what Flex Seal means. Went to ER to have my foot looked at for pain back in January. They took 2 x-rays and treatment. They sent me a bill for $800. Well, at least it's under $1,000. Whole Foods use prison labor. Just does that mean Amazon uses prison labor too? They probably should. Definitely audio getting through somewhere. Check your inputs. Maybe some of the things I'm getting a desktop feedback. Whoa. Lost data. All right, I think we're back. All right. Yeah, the that was a weird issue. Never had that issue before, but OBS dropped down and it couldn't get reconnected. So I hit the stop stream and start stream again, and then that seemed to jump back up. So let's see. Overpriced ER is a joke. Paramedics ask people now if they want to go to the hospital or if they want to live. Yep. Sounds about right. Toss Total OS today. You should join us over there, Jeff, if you're not too busy. See if there's anything else, and then we have one more article. Yay! Video's on. All right. 12 folks still on. Woohoo! You 12 that stuck in. You stuck in. Yeah. I think what we'll do is I'm just going to go ahead and end this now, and then we'll just kind of go over there and jump on the toss. But if you guys stuck around this long, you deserve to see the kitty getting fed. Oh boy, for you. Oh boy, kitty. Oh boy, kitty. Aww. There you go. One more for you. There you go. All right, we're gonna go ahead and yep, we're back up to 24. Looks like is what I'm showing. All right, we're going to go over there, and I'm just going to go ahead and leave the last article off. Let's go ahead and find, let's go ahead and raid Total's stream if he's on. Let me look that up, see if he is legitimately on right now. All right, let's have a look. Don't see him on right now, but we're going to wrap this up and head on over to Total OS Today's stream. Have a look over there, and we'll have some good things going on. But thanks for hanging out this long, folks. Yeah, we had a little stream crash down there at the bottom. We seem to be back up and running, but let's go ahead and wrap this up. And if you're not too busy, check out over there. If you haven't checked out Total OS Today's stream, he's a pretty cool guy to follow. Let's go ahead and do that, and we will catch you later.